The UK government looks to build on its current relations with the Philippines as both countries mark 75 years of diplomatic ties in 2021. I spoke earlier with the UK Minister, Nigel Adams, during his visit to Manila. He says they're working on projects to help address the climate crisis and develop better trade relations between the two countries.
This is a global challenge. This is not something that can be handled by one country alone. And whilst I appreciate the Philippines is, in relative terms, a small emitter of carbons in comparison with other countries, I do welcome what the President has said. This is a huge challenge, and no doubt, as we've seen all these different weather patterns over recent years, it is indisputable that there is influence in terms of climate change. So together, as leaders of countries, we have a duty to react, not just for our generation, but for many generations in the future. And so we need to seize the opportunity.
And what kind of cooperation, Minister Adams, does the UK and the Philippines have in terms of reducing emissions?
Well, we have many things in common bilaterally with the Philippines, and driving down emissions is something that we talk about regularly. We're on the same page. We've managed to get coal generation now more or less off our power grid. I understand there's still a fair amount of reliance on coal within the system here currently, but I know the ambition with the Philippines government is to move away from these type of fuels and go down the renewable route in a more collaborative way.
In 2021, the UK and the Philippines will be marking 75 years of diplomatic engagement. What is the state of bilateral cooperation between the two countries?
Well, the fact that I'm here, Rico, is a good sign. You know, you rightly say next year is the 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations between our two countries. We've both agreed that we want a much more enhanced partnership going forward. The dialogue that I've had over the last few months with the Philippines has been incredibly encouraging, and I want to thank the Philippines, and in particular Secretary Locsin, who's been a great help to us in helping us repatriate the British nationals that were stranded early on in the pandemic. But there's a real opportunity, not just in this regard, but in terms of trade and investment, defense and security matters.
Minister Adams, the Philippines has been hit hard by this health crisis and its lockdowns over the past 9 months. Our economy has contracted. Is there still interest among UK companies to invest in the country?
Absolutely, and that's where we are focusing a lot of our discussions today in terms of the opportunities there are for investment in the Philippines and the wider ASEAN region. You will have heard about our integrated review, which is going to include very much a Asia-Pacific tilt. I've met with British companies while I've been here. I want to ensure I come back at the earliest opportunity. What I want to do is come back with one of our trade ministers and bring some UK companies with me. This is a fantastic country, albeit I've only been here just over 24 hours. There's huge potential for inward investment from British companies here in the Philippines. We want to develop that for sure.
And that was the UK Minister for Asia, Nigel Adams.